Good day, Rust Skin enjoyers. Hope you're all doing alright. It is currently the 12th of June, it's 8 o'clock in the evening, and of course it is a Monday. All of the newest Rust Workshop submission skins are appearing in the workshop. Get a good look at all of this, it's a nice little sneak peek for tomorrow. But guys, over the past few weeks I've been seeing another push for storage collections, and at the same time, I've noticed quite a lot of the most recent storage collection skins have been going up in price very comfortably, very steadily. And it reminded me back in the past how I actually kept track of the most recent storage collection, the Graffiti Storage Collection. So if you were to just go to YouTube, type in Graffiti Storage Progression, you'll see about 10, 11 parts of me keeping track from the very beginning all the way to the very end. And you'll see how random things occurred when this all went down and how certain storage skins went up in price or suffered. It's a nice little insight because I kind of get the feeling we potentially might be seeing another storage collection being accepted at some point. There are no guarantees. Let me just point that out. But if you want to be prepared for such a thing, because what you see right here is all of the graffiti storage very comfortably in the positive. This was expected. I knew this would happen. Storage collections just progressively and very nicely rise up in price as time goes on. What's also kind of probably helped this out is the fact that we haven't had a new one come out fairly recently, and the fact that, we'll show in a second, the neon storage has gotten a lot more expensive. So yeah, that does happen. But yeah, it's not just that. We've also got the scientific storage collection. Those three storage collections being the most recent ones that have been completed. And I just want to give you a nice little insight to see how they all look. And I just want to kind of point out how things have progressed. So, alright, let's just kind of roll with this. Of course, I'll show you maybe some of the recent workshop skins that I've seen. So if I just go over to here, this is currently the front page of the Rust Steam market. Yep, whiteout, typical. It's always on the front page. If I just type in Graffiti Storage, and here we are. There's one thing that I want to show to all of you. There is not that many of these skins on the Steam market. Now you might sit there and say, oh, okay, then what would you probably quantify as a pretty average amount of skins to be on the Steam market? By default, I believe, on average, every single Rust skin will have around 100 quantity in the Steam market. That seems to be the current average. If you've got less than that, you've got a below average amount of stock. That means the price of the skin very likely could go up in price very easily. If you've got a lot more than that, it's very likely that the skin value will go down because, you know, there's far too many people that own it, sell it. People want to cut each other. You get the idea. So, basically, all of the Graffiti Storage Collection is now below 100 quantity. The lowest quantity, if we could just quickly find out, is 16. That's $10. So yeah, it seems that a lot of people have jumped in early with their summer purchases, you know, before the likes of Paris 2023's 75% discount, and of course the summer sale. Loads of people are jumping in, loads of people making moves, and it looks like all of this collection is progressing very, very nicely. So we just go back over to here. Here is all of the storage collection, but this is by newest, as in it started off with the sulfur storage and it ended with the clove storage. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go by highest price, and we can see right here that when it takes its time, yay, there we go. Yes, graffiti storage is the graffiti component storage is now $10. So I sat here way back when I sat here and said, look, it might take a long time for you. I mean, whether it's potentially like a year or so, because this started off during the middle of May and it ended at some point in September. But I did sit there and say, look, this is something you're very likely going to want to hold on to. Leave it for a while, see what happens. And, well, of course, we now see what's happened. They're doing very nicely. So, yeah, in the future, if we do see a new storage collection appearing, I've at least got this video nice and prepared, because it seems to happen in like waves. Every summer, post-Christmas, you will see a whole bunch of these getting bought out, and then, you know, they get sold, bought, sold. But you'll see them gradually keep leveling up in their prices. It just keeps going up and up and up and up and up. Very nice to see. It's routine, it happens a lot, and it hasn't happened to only this one, it's also happened to likes of the Scientific Storage Collection. So get a good look at this. This was the storage collection that finished just before Graffiti. I believe this finished around springtime 2022. I think it ended around, well, you can see it right here, ended in towards the end of April of 2022. Okay, cool. So all of these are now in the positive. Let's also go by highest. So here we are, highest price. And in the meantime, whilst we wait for that, how many storages are there on the market? Whoa, that is that's the highest quantity. Yeah, so I wasn't kidding. People are going around buying all of these out, and whoa, okay, well, that's interesting. Oh, actually, I got it right there. I'm being stupid. I could have just clicked there. I organised all of this, and I didn't even use it. I'm an idiot. Sorry about that. But yeah, the Scientific gun storage is now $22. Yeah. So this came out before the Graffiti Storage Collection. Potentially, maybe give it another half a year or maybe a year or so. The prices that you see here are very likely going to be the prices that you see happening to these at some point. So if you're potentially thinking of like a long-term investment, clearly there's interest in these storage collections. As I said, it seems to happen in waves. They just progressively keep going up in price. But the main points are usually the summertime and post-Christmas time is where you're going to see them being bought a lot. And yeah, this is how it tends to progress. Scientific storage, it was alright. It wasn't super flashy and in your face, but it's still a nice, neat design set and whatnot, and people still clearly like it because they're still being bought. So yeah, but these did have the benefit of not selling that crazy of an amount, like 9,000 here, 10,000 here, not about 10,000 there. Yeah, so on average, all the Scientific storages sold at like 10,000. When you look at like the Graffiti, they all sold around like 20,000. So there is a bit of a difference. But of course, you know, none of these can emulate the main one, the Neon Storage Collection. Ooh, yeah, these had like 50,000 sales on average each. What are you doing here? Not that one. Not that one. Not these two. Yeah, this is. Well, unfortunately, they're going to be here because I can't really distinguish. Yeah, don't worry. So anyway, all of these, they're doing very nicely as well. Of course, we're going to go by highest price, and the most expensive one will be Boom Storage, over $40 now. Yeah. So this is probably the next stage for the Scientific Storage Collection. Give it another year or so, you're probably going to see all of these skins selling for around prices that these are selling at. Is that a guarantee? No, but it very likely could potentially lead towards that. So yeah, because this all got very expensive, it's very likely people turned to and started to buy out these instead, and these instead. So, you know, it's probably down to preference over which one you like more, but okay. The fact that these had a lot less sales is probably half the reason why they are at higher prices. Remember what I said, when there's a lot less quantity, it tends to be a situation where these skins are a whole lot more vulnerable to rise up in price. So, a nice little interesting tidbit there. So yeah, Neon Storage keeps getting more and more expensive, and it doesn't really surprise me too much. When you look at the likes of Twitch Rivals events and whatnot, they're always using Neon Storage. It's very somewhat basic, but very clear as to what each and every single one of these storages are, so they tend to be the go-to. But with them getting more and more expensive, people, of course, are going to look at alternatives. And if we were to take a look at the Neon storages, well, funnily enough, there is actually quite a lot of quantity for some of these. So yeah, there's like 155 neon gun storages on the Steam market. Don't matter, $10. They are in demand. So, yeah. But don't forget, like we pointed out, on average, these neon storages sold like 50,000 each. Maybe 40, 45,000 will probably be a bit more appropriate. Some of these initially didn't sell a lot, but then when we got real stuck in with about 10, when we were like 10 storages in, people realised, yeah, this is going to go all the way with maybe 18 skins. Then they started to get like 50,000 sales, and yeah, so yeah, that happens, and yeah, there's going to be more quantity, but at the end of the day, they're still the most in demand. So, and the lowest quantity is 22. Yeah, Neon Boom Storage was one of the original ones that came out, didn't sell that much, but as we saw more and more of them being accepted, this only increased in price more and more and more. So the main point was, guys, I would recommend giving this a nice watch just to see how it all progresses during the time, because of course there's a big difference between when a storage collection has just started or is currently in the process and getting all of its new skins being accepted, and then compare that to like a year later. This started off about 10 months ago. Yeah. Is that correct? No, technically you'd say, yeah. So, okay. I uploaded these videos 10 months ago. This all kicked off over a year ago. But now we are seeing all of the nice, delicious looking profits. This is long-term investing. This is a lesson to be learned. And if we do see another storage collection potentially being accepted, I'm pretty sure you know how to operate when this happens. You could buy a lot if you want to, but maybe you want to buy a reasonable amount of all the new storages and then just sit and wait on them. If you can afford that, all the better for you. And now I will bring up the fact that over the past few weeks we have seen a whole bunch of storage collection attempts. Now let me just quickly remind you, there's been no official word by Facepunch themselves to sit there and say, hey, we want to see new storage collections being made. The last official word that we have heard in reference to storage collections was when we saw this Graffiti Storage Collection wrap up through TGG. They said, please, no more storage collections for now. Let's take a break from it. That was around August, September time. So basically almost a year ago. Maybe, just maybe, we potentially might be seeing a new storage collection kickoff. So, last week, with the Tuesday Workshop skin checks, there's 3 notable storage collections that I saw trying to get started. These were the ones that had the most interest. CRT Monitor, we had Pack of Cards, and Billboard. So, CRT Monitor has been doing rather well in terms of getting a lot of people looking at it, noticing it. Get a good look at that. It's a pretty cool looking design. There was something that I keep mentioning, which is the special 4th ingredient. There should be something that makes this a nice individual compared to all of the other storages. Not colour, not a picture, not a name, but something extra special. And this doesn't seem to have it. But you know what does have it? The pack of cards. Basically, the theme is, of course, that every single storage is going to have a special card attributed to it. That's the special 4th ingredient. So yes, this might have a name, a special colour chosen for it, and of course a picture, but it's got the special 4th ingredient that makes it an individual compared to all of the other storages that will be made. And Graffiti Storage did do that. What with? Well, all of the text with the Graffiti Storage, as you can see there, had a special theme attached to the specific theme of the thing. So with the armor storage, it was all bolted down and made to look metallic. With the wood storage that you can see there, it was all like carved and nailed in wood for all of the font. So yeah, there's a lot of fun to be had that makes this a special, so the font at the end of the day was the special 4th ingredient. Boom. It utilised the font to be the actual explosion for the boom picture. So yeah, when you look at the scientific storage collection, they had special formulas, ingredients, like scientific writings and whatnot all around it and whatnot to make it stand out compared to all of the. Basically, each and every single one had their own special formulas written down, and it's like electrical, they had like sound waves written all over it and whatnot. So they had that to make it nice and individual compared to all of the other storages. So yeah, whilst this lacks it, this does have it. We haven't seen a second skin for pack of cards yet, but this at the moment is my preferred one based on that having that special thing. Maybe this gets chosen, or maybe this gets chosen. I don't know, but again, no official word has been said that Facepunch wants to see more of these storage collection attempts, so yeah. And then an extra shout out to the Billboard. This actually seems to have a fully prepared minimum viable product in the sense that there's already a whole bunch of these that have been made, but from the looks of it, it lacks the special 4th ingredient. But I still know people did like this. So yeah, all I can sit here and say is just constantly keep an eye on what's appearing on the Rust Workshop. In fact, why don't I refresh right now? What do we see? Tour case meds. What's this? Hey, it's shiny, and I think a lot of people by default would like it. But what's going to make this special and unique compared to all of the other storage collections that you make, Mr. Mnemonic Man? That's it. He's got to figure out his special fourth ingredient. That's not something that's certain and certified. It's just something me and Micro noticed over the past 2 storage collections. And we did talk about that quite a lot during one of our Saturday Skin showcases. So, yeah. Anyway, people, I hope that was reasonably insightful. Long-term investing with storage collections does turn to work out very nicely. The longer you wait, maybe the more money you make. But will we actually see another storage collection potentially being accepted in 2023? What do you reckon? Best of luck to all of you, best of luck to all the skin creators, and we shall see what happens in the future. Catch you all later, have a good one, see you and goodbye.